are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, excuse me, I have to burp. Here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. We talk about all the action inside and outside the ring, backstage curtain calls, rumors, dramas, and updates. We talk about, promotions from WWE to AEW to TNA to Ring of Honor to the GCW to the NWA to New Japan Professional Wrestling to Stardom. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1,010%. So make sure you guys tune in to talk about some good old-fashioned wrestling. All right, just kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick. We have some WWE Monday Night Raw. We reviewed that. We reviewed WWE NXT. And we're going to talk about some AEW Dynamite. So let's go ahead and dig on into it. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite is live from the Fishers Event Center in Fishers, Indianapolis, Indiana. I think it's Indiana. Indiana, Indiana. I'm just going to make a random guess there. I'm not huge into the geography, But we have the Continental Classics continuing tonight. We got the Gold League. We got Brody King, which has, he has 3 points, going up against Claudio Castagnoli, who has 3 points as well. I'm seeing, I want to see a build-up between... the House of Black taking on, Wheeler Yuta and the Death Raiders. This whole thing that Jon Moxley has going, it's brutal. It's pretty damn brutal. The way that they kind of ultimately singled out freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy after he lost to Jon Moxley recently at a pay-per-view event. And then, they had chemicals that they, shoved down his, they had it on his face, down his throat, and his eyes. It was just, it's, this thing that Jon Moxley's doing absolutely overshadowed so many storylines that, on AEW, you kind of had Nicholas Jackson to be like, you know what? We're going to drop the title of Survivor Party and we're going to disappear for a little bit. That's that. You didn't see, the scapegoat Jack Perry, and you never saw Kazuchika Okada. Kind of, you had, Switchblade Jay White turn babyface. You saw the Undisputed Kingdom turn babyface. It's literally to the point where literally everybody against, the Death Riders. Everybody against Jon Moxley. It's cool. It's cool to kind of see unlikely alliances formed, but this definitely killed a lot, like the patriarchy, for example. Maybe MJF doesn't really give an F. He doesn't really care. The Don Callis family as well, still kind of in that heel ultimate role, but it should kind of come into fruition tonight, and I can't wait to see what's going on. So between Brody King, Claudio, I don't really see why Claudio does not pick up the victory tonight. I feel like he kind of creates that, he steamrolls Brody King. I feel like he steamrolls Brody King tonight. Obviously, it's going to be a good match. Definitely, one commercial match for a fact. And you're going to see Claudio pick up the victory, and I feel like he's going to get his... I pick him to win the whole thing. That's, I feel like he's going to win the whole thing. I feel like this is going to get him to 6 points. One gets him to 6 points. But, I don't know. Should be pretty badass. We also have the Blue League. We have Shelton Benjamin, who has 3 points, taking on Don Callis family's member, Kyle Fletcher, who has 3 points as well. What would be really interesting? And at this point, the way that the Hurt Syndicate has appeared on AEW programming, on, Dynamite, Rampage, or even Collision, it seems a bit stale. I'm not too sure if MVP wanted to kind of come in here and be like, you know what, we're going to be, heel. I don't really see them as heel. If they ended up fighting in the finals, Castagnoli and Bobby Lashley going at it to the point where you're seeing... maybe Jon Moxley getting the best of a world challenger, contender, maybe why not Swerve Strickland? Why not somewhere, down the line you have Swerve Strickland, getting beat up by the Death Riders or whatever, and then you see the Hurt Syndicate back him up. You see Bobby, you see Shelton, and then they need one more member. Ricochet, according to wrestling media, has been, open for joining the Hurt Syndicate because, without them, he's literally by himself. Although he does have his buddy from Will Ospreay, obviously, that he met during the wrestling independent circuits. But I feel like that'd be a nice little storyline. That'd be a nice little shift. Like, imagine if Bobby Lashley was portrayed as as the good guy, which I ultimately thought he was going to be. But, right now it's still, you don't hate him, you don't love him. But, I don't know, I feel like at the end of the Continental Classic, it should kind of come into fruition here. All right, Anna Jay takes on Penelope Ford. Anna Jay looking to get back on track after losing to Mariah May. She had a shot, did not really capitalize on it. Does she find herself? I would love to see her back into the title contention. Not really Mariah May, and I know Mercedes Moné is untouchable right now because, her and Tony Khan are absolutely best freaking friends. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not trying to spread any kind of rumors like that on this show, guys. I'm just not going to. I'm just not going to do it. But, ultimately I feel like Anna Jay, she's due for a nice, bounce back win. Swerve Strickland takes on Matt Caster of the Acclaimed. I feel like I want to see Swerve get back to where he was, and I'm a huge fan of Swerve. When I started watching AEW, then when you saw Swerve Strickland come from WWE, and the way he's been so successful, the way he's been so dominant, and like the way he's been losing matches, I'm like, for me, he lost to Bobby Lashley, and everybody knew it was going to happen. Everybody knew he was going to lose. But the way he lost, I feel like he kind of leaves his integrity intact. So this is a great way for Swerve Strickland to kind of ultimately get a bounce back. We have Switchblade Jay White taking on the Bastard PAC. Once again, building up that storyline between, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You have, the Switchblade Jay White of the Bang Bang Gang. Someone who's, never really been seen in the light as a good guy. And PAC for the longest time was seen as a good guy. And then when he joined the Blackpool Combat Club, everybody was like, oh my God, that's so cool. But of course, at that time, you had Bryan Danielson. And then of course, all know what happened to him at the end of, how that went down. But, it'd be kind of, this match is going to be a great match. You have two very athletic specimens that are going to be jumping out the top rope. They're going to be jumping out to the outside of the ring. These guys are going to be executing amazing wrestling moves. So this definitely has a potential for being like a sleeper match of the night. So I can't wait to see it. We have the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royale to see who challenges for MJF's Dynamite ring, which is I never really knew they had a Dynamite ring. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So far, we have Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Brian Cage, Lance Archer. We have, obviously it's a dozen, so we have another handful of, superstars that are, have not yet been announced. But let's all be real. It's going to be Adam Cole. It has to be Adam Cole. It has to be Adam Cole. And if it's Kyle O'Reilly, I can see how that plays into the storyline a little bit. Like, I get it. But, the build-up between MJF and Adam Cole, heading up to the last pay-per-view, I thought that they were going to fight each other. And that never happened. It didn't happen. You had him lose to Konosuke Takeshita, and then you had Roderick Strong defeat Lance Archer in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So then you had, MJF taking on Roderick Strong, which you knew MJF was going to pick up the victory. So now it's kind of more or less, kind of building around the storyline, a little personal. Kyle O'Reilly hated how Roderick Strong, Roddy, stuck up for Adam Cole, saying that, hey man, leave your friends out of this. It's between you and Maxwell Jacob Friedman. But, Adam Cole, he's, it's not like he was begging for Roderick Strong to go out there and kind of defend his honor, anything like that. So we're going to find out, who decides to take on MJF. My best bet is on Adam Cole. Rampage. AEW Rampage is going to be taped tonight. We have a Gold League match between Ricochet with 0 points and Commander with 0 points. We have the Blue League with the TNT champion Daniel Garcia with 1 point, taking on the Beast Mortos who have 0 point. And also the Blue League will continue with the Continental with AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada taking on the former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Mark Briscoe. All happening tonight on an amazing episode of AEW Dynamite. So make sure you guys tune in tonight to TBS? TBS. I think it's TBS. And yeah, get ready for an awesome show. All right, guys, so we do not go anywhere. We're going to talk about our next segment. We got Drew McIntyre returning to the WWE. We're going to talk about potential storylines. We're going to talk about why exactly, as of now, WWE decided to pull the trigger with McIntyre coming back. Grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and get ready for the hottest, the best wrestling show in the biz. So, yeah, do not go anywhere.